There's an old saying that goes, if it feels too good to be true, it probably is. But despite this, every day regular South Africans fall victim to online car auction scams because the deal just looks too good to pass by. Whether it's a new car selling for half its value or a bank repossession auction offering to sell you cars before the auction goes live, or even a friendly salesman who urges you to pay a small reservation fee before the car is taken by someone else. All of these are malicious tactics used to prey on regular South Africans and rinse them of their money through fake online auction scams. So then, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about the massive world of online car auctions to discover how and why they work and if they can even be stopped. But before we get into the video, I just want to ask you guys a question. Are you a skilled artisan or service-based business owner sitting at home right now because of a lack of work? Or are you a contractor struggling to find competent, skilled, and committed employees to hire for your business? But if you're one of those or you're somewhere in between, today's sponsor JulukaWorx has the perfect solution for you. JulukaWorx is an online platform that gives skilled artisans the opportunity to connect with contractors who actually need them. It gives contractors the opportunity to hire people who have been properly vetted and are actually valuable employees. If you're a job seeker, you can sign up at JulukaWorx.co.za, create a profile that showcases all of your competencies and your qualifications, and either search for that particular role that you're looking for or wait for employers who are actively looking to hire to reach out to you. If you're an employer, you can look for any kind of skilled employee, either for your business or even your home if you're looking for good domestic workers. Guys, I think by now you guys should know that I would never endorse something that I don't believe in, and after speaking to one of the directors at JulukaWorx, I can truly say and I can truly see that these are people who are passionate about empowering South Africans and actually creating real opportunities for them. So please go check out JulukaWorx.co.za and support the people who support the channel. Thank you very much to JulukaWorx for sponsoring the channel. And back to the video. Majority of South Africans are not familiar with how car auctions work, and this is something that criminals and scammers are going to use to their advantage in order to scam people and steal their money. And there are obviously a bunch of ways that scammers are gonna try to scam you out of your money by promising you a car that does not exist. They can either post a car like a normal regular listing on Facebook and tell you about deposits, or, which is what we're talking about in this video, is scammers will advertise cars on platforms like Facebook and TikTok, claiming that these cars are bank repossessed cars that you have the opportunity to buy before they go to auction. And the only thing that you have to do to obtain these cars that are normally like very low priced is just pay a very small deposit fee. Of course, the problem with this though is that it is actually illegal for auction cars to be sold at a fixed price. The only thing that is going to determine the price of an auction car in South Africa is the price that the winning bidder pays at the end of the auction. You can't have an auction car go on sale for a fixed price before the auction. That's not how things work in this country at all. But like I said, a majority of people are not privy to this and often fall victim to these scams just because of not knowing how things are supposed to work in terms of auctioneering in South Africa. And like I lightly touched on, the first thing that attracts people is how cheap these cars are being listed for. I mean, these cars are listed for half or even a quarter of their value sometimes. And because a lot of people don't have a lot of knowledge when it comes to car values and what specific cars are supposed to cost, what the market value is supposed to be, scammers take advantage of that, because the first thing that a South African will think of seeing a Mark 7 GTI for 80,000 rands is how cheap it is, not considering the fact that it is literally impossible for that car to be worth that much considering what similar cars go for on the market. Something else that adds another layer of depth to these scams is that these scammers will also imitate not only auction entities but banks as well to try and steal your money. What they normally do is they'll pretend to be a bank. They'll have the whole shebang, the bio, the profile picture, everything set up like it's an official official bank profile. Then they'll post cars that are supposed to be bank repossessed cars that are getting sold before the auction. And whenever people reach out, because people think that it's a genuine bank posting cars before they go to auction, the scammers then obviously are going to ask you to pay a deposit, money that you will never see again. And there's like a pressure element to this as well, because as soon as you reach out to a scammer, they're going to try and make you feel like you're going to miss out if you don't pay that money as soon as possible. And because we lack all of the knowledge that I've just talked about, we lack background in all of that, we end up making the decision to send the money because of the illusion of authority and the illusion of the fact that you're getting a bargain even though you're getting scammed. An example of this is something that Westbank actually wrote an entire article about, when scammers imitated their brand and used social media to scam people out of their money. So not only are these scammers scamming people out of their money, they're scamming people out of their money using their trust. They're using the fact that you trust big banks and the fact that you trust these big auctioneers and the fact that you're probably not going to check because everything looks legit. The person you're talking to seems professional, seems like they could be someone who works at a bank or who works at an auctioneering company. But yeah, that's just the reality of how these auction scams work in this country. But let's hear from an expert who actually deals with these types of scams on a regular basis. Hi Sonia, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm good. Is that how I pronounce your name, Sonia? Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
All right, it's a pleasure to meet you. So I'd like to start the meeting with an introduction to who you are and who the SAIA is and what it does.
So I'm Sonia Steiger. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the South African Institute of Auctioneers. SAIA has been around for about 40 years. We are the regulating and professional body of the auction industry in South Africa. And I have about 15 years of experience in the auction industry. Used to work for a few auction companies myself. Then I joined the Institute in 2014.
So could you give us an insight into the world of these fake auction scams, how they operate and what you guys as the SAIA know about them?
Okay, so for us, it's also a huge concern for the industry as such, because a lot of our members get implicated and are victims of these scams. We as an institution do a lot of work to try and educate the members of the public, to give them tips and alerts about these scams and what to look out. The public can also go and have a look on our website, which is www.auctioneering.co.za. We've got a whole page there about tips on how to prevent being falling victim of these scams. So the most that we can do as an institute is try and educate the public about these scams and put out alerts about the scams. Unfortunately, we are not the police and we can't go and catch these scammers and get them behind bars. All we can do is try and warn and educate the public.
So why do you think these scams work on South Africans and work so well to the extent that they're happening on almost daily basis?
So I think what the scammers are working on, and that is what most of the people fall victim of, is they create fear of missing out. So they are giving deals that is just way too good to be true. And it's the old saying, if something sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true. So they are trying to create a false impression of great deals, which just doesn't exist.
Right. And how do you think social media platforms like Facebook and TikTok have made it easier for these scammers to reach the victims?
Yes, so Marketplace is the biggest platform where these scammers do operate. I've noticed that, and I think this is something that will need to be taken up with Facebook or social media pages, the people behind the scenes of like Facebook, because you can report these pages, you can report the scammers, but nothing really gets done about the scam pages that they do. One other way how they operate, as soon as they get caught out under one name that they are trading under, they just open up another page or another name and trade under a new name. So they change names every day.
So in a way, these social media platforms are kind of enabling these scams to keep going.
Yes, yes.
We'll come back to our interview a bit later on, but let's dive deeper into this problem to actually find out how these scams normally operate. Right, so I have a list of links that I've compiled here to social media posts and profiles that I've identified as potential scams. Now, for the sake of not getting sued to the high heavens, I am not going to be showing anyone's specific profile name or anything like that. I just want us to use these kinds of posts that I've identified as a case study as to how these scams potentially allegedly could work. Allegedly, of course. Here we have a 2022 Kia Rio 1.4 for 66,000 rands. Now, I don't even need to go onto Auto Trader to tell you that that is nowhere near what this car is supposed to be selling for. If we actually look at the pictures, you can see how just low quality, first of all, these pictures are. You can kind of tell that these pictures have been downloaded from somewhere. This person is not the original person who took the picture, which is a bit of a red flag as well. But it looks like a nice, legit car. I mean, it just looks like a decently new Kia Rio, and it has an automatic gearbox as well. But for argument's sake, let's actually look at what this car is supposed to go for on Auto Trader. Right, so if we just sort by price, low to high here on Auto Trader, we can see that the cheapest Kia Rio that you can buy, a 2023 Kia Rio, is going for 160,000 rands. That's almost 100,000 rands more than that car was supposedly auctioned at, than this car right here was supposedly auctioned at. And then you have to ask yourself the question of, how are these people supposed to make a profit when these cars normally go for north of 160,000 rands and they're selling them for 66,000 rands? How could they possibly acquire these cars for that little money? I mean, yes, the answer to that could be, hey, these cars are repossessed by the bank, so obviously they're gonna be way lower priced. But at the end of the day, the bank is still trying to get back all of the money that they lost through that car and through that owner defaulting on their payments. So why would it make sense for a bank to list a car for this low and sell it to you before it even has a chance to go to auction, where it has a chance to be sold for more money? It just kind of, it doesn't make sense at all. But let's continue looking to truly grasp just how much it doesn't make sense. Here we have something that hits me personally. It is a 2023 G20 318i, an LCI car, M Sport, pre-auction price 200,000 rands. 200,000 rands for a 2023 BMW 3 Series. What? What? Like, guys, come on, man. I don't even need to go on Auto Trader here. We'll go on Auto Trader for the sake of the video, but like, what? And we see the cheapest, a 318i Sportline non-M Sports car with 130,000 kilometers on the clock. Mileage on this car is 22,000 kilometers. So it's an M Sports car with 22,000 kilometers for 200,000 rands, while a non-M Sports car with 130,000 kilometers that is older is 400,000 rands. Let's not even continue here, we're wasting our time. And obviously you guys are not going to be able to see this profile. I'm going to hide it from you guys just for the sake of, you know, my legal safety there, because I am not an investigator. And if I were to be put in court, I could not definitively prove that these were scams, so that's why I'm not going to show anything that defames anyone, even though it's the truth. If it looks like a scam and it smells like a scam, it's probably a scam. But let's look at one more TikTok example before we jump onto what I think is the even wilder side of these scams, which is Facebook. Right, okay, I think I'm just not even gonna speak for this one. I'ma just scroll through these pictures and you guys tell me what you think. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No. A Mark 8 Golf R for 110,000 rands. This is even beyond the point where it's too good to be true. This is just stupidity at this point, and that's why I won't show people's names. This specific person is not very intellectually gifted in terms of how they operate their operation, their hush curry auction behavior. Wow, a recently new, I think this is a 2020 Hilux, looks like a 2.8 GT6 for 126,000 rands. Once again, these are cars that are priced so low that I don't even need to go on Auto Trader. I mean, we can use common sense to denominate the fact that this is dumb. This is really, really dumb. But if we go onto the comments, which I'll probably blur again, we see people saying stuff like, hi, does this mean I can buy these cars with that amount before auction? Hi, do you pay the amount as indicated and not proceed with the auction? Someone is asking, do you have a Hyundai H1? How does the process work to buy the cars? Even something this blatantly obvious that it's a scam is still attracting people because of what I talked about, because of the illusion of a bargain. Wow, it's actually quite disheartening how many people, even for this, there are 3,000 likes on this post, 823 saves, 499 shares. These are potentially people who got scammed out of their money because of just this one post. And even if we go onto this individual's profile here, look at just the amount of posts that are being put up, and it just keeps going and going and going and going. Imagine the amount of money that has been made out of this operation. I mean, even a profile like this would make someone think that if this person was able to keep their profile up for this long, it means that they're not doing anything wrong and they're actually legit. I mean, the post, the volume of posts that this person is posting and the amount of interaction that they're getting on each post is also an indicator of the fact that, or can be an indicator of, hey, this guy is actually legit. Look at the amount of likes he's getting. Look at the amount of positive comments that he's getting. Look at the amount of people that are actually interested, is what I'm trying to say. It gives it an air of authority, an air of legitness that helps this person rinse people of their money, allegedly, of course. So yeah, now that we've looked at the frankly insane world of these TikTok scams, let's take a dive into the Facebook side of things. We're only going to look at one post here before we get into the rest of the interview with SAIA. Right, so what looks like a 2017 S3 or RS3, I'm not sure, I'm not a big Audi guy, for 75,000 rand. A Polo GTI for 45,000 rand. A Ford EcoSport, a 2016-2017 car for 38,000 rand. A Hyundai Elantra, whatever it is not worth that. See, cars like this is where, like, even an experienced person, someone who knows cars, could potentially get tripped up, because this car, although it's not worth anywhere near 35,000 rands, it is a lower value car, and so you could possibly rationalize it in your mind that, hey, it could be worth that maybe, and give it the light of day. Mercedes A-Class, a recently new Mercedes A-Class, a car that no doubt fetched close to, if not north of, $1 million when it was brand new. It's still relatively brand new right now. I'm assuming this is a 2022-2023 car for 60,000 rands. For 60,000 rands, a Mercedes A-Class that looks this brand new for 60,000 rands. And I think this looks like an AMG line car. It's not even like a base spec car. So you can see there are just a lot of things that don't make sense. A relatively new Polo for 36,000 rands. It is just absolutely horrible, the things that are going on Facebook. I think I saved the best or worst for last, however you want to look at it. But now that we've dived into this world, we've seen how these people normally operate, let's actually get into what you can do to protect yourselves from these scams. So I heard you talk about the only thing that the SAIA and institutions like the SAIA can do about these scams is raise awareness about them. So could you go into maybe the specifics of how do you specifically raise awareness? Maybe go into specific campaigns that you guys have started.
Yes, so we've created a document 10 tips to prevent being scammed, which is available on our website and on our blog. We also have a direct line, WhatsApp line, and our telephone line or email where the members of public can contact us to verify if who they are dealing with is a legitimate auction company, or if that company that they are interested in dealing with are a registered auctioneer member. We also advise members of the public to make use of a South African Institute registered auctioneer member, because we ensure that all our members do conform to all necessary rules, regulations, acts, policy, procedures, and everything that is necessary to protect the members of the public. And what I can just add to that as well is another way that we do awareness or how we can assist members of the public. As soon as we find out about a scammer, we list them on our website. Right. We add them to the list. But again, that list grows not daily, but almost by the hour. So it's not that easy to keep that list so up to date. As I say, it grows so quickly and so fast. But we do try and the well-known ones that we do know of to try and list them on our website as well. And then we also have a contact with the Capitec forensic team, fraud and forensic team, because most of these scammers do operate under a Capitec bank account.
Right.
So as soon as we get information that somebody has been scammed and we've got that banking details into which they've paid the money into, we inform Capitec's forensic team and they block that bank account.
Right, okay. So you've kind of answered my final question there, which I was going to ask, what can people do once they've been scammed? But I see that they can reach out to you guys and you have access to Capitec Bank and are able to, I'm assuming, try and get the money back.
Yes, but unfortunately, how these scammers do operate. So as soon as that money gets paid, because they normally ask for an immediate payment.
Right.
So as soon as that money gets paid into the account, they withdraw it immediately. So the chances of people getting their money back is almost 99.9%. It's better, in this case, again, it's better to prevent than to try and get it resolved afterwards.
So the general idea is to just be as wary as possible, because after you've been scammed, it's very hard to get any of your money back.
Yeah, and there's not much that can be done after you've been scammed. We do advise people to contact their bank immediately to see if they can still try and stop that payment. And as I mentioned, we do inform Capitec to close that account, and we do advise the victim to go and open a case with the police. But with saying that, again, what the scammers do is they get people to open bank accounts in their name. So there's no trace back to the scammers.
Right.
So they will pay somebody off the street an amount of money and say, please go open up a bank account for me. They get that bank details and they use that to scam people. And then as soon as Capitec, or as soon as they get caught out and that account gets blocked, they just go and open up another bank account. So
it's a very complicated world there, and it's very difficult to fight back against it.
Yes. So there's no trace back to the scammers most of the time. My greatest advice that I can give to members of the public, one is, if it sounds too good to be true, it definitely is. Second, never ever pay money over to anyone, not even if it's a legitimate SAIA auctioneer member, unless you have physically viewed and inspected the asset and you are 100% satisfied with the condition of that asset. Thirdly, confirm banking details with the company. The fourth, I would say, is that most of these scammers use the bank details. It's not in a company's name, it's in an individual's name or in a financial director's name. Now, our auctioneers doesn't operate it. It's normally in a business name. An auction house's bank details is in a business name. Then, fifthly, you need to be at the auction, participate at the auction, bid at the auction in order to buy on auction. There's no pre-auction sales. If anybody tells you that you can buy before auction or that you can pay a deposit for them to reserve a vehicle for you before auction, then it's a red light, definitely a scam. Auctions doesn't work that way. You can only bid on auction, either physically at a live auction or on an online auction.
With those online auctions as well, you have to make sure that they are certified by you guys.
Yes, and even with online auctions, we will still advise members of the public. Even online auctions have viewing days. Go and view the assets. Make sure you're 100% familiar with what you are interested in bidding on.
Right. So Sonia, thank you very much. This was very insightful, even for me, as I'm in the stages of researching the video. This was really, really insightful.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Right, that was it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and a special thanks goes to Sonia at the SAIA for taking time out of your undoubtedly busy schedule to enlighten us with your knowledge and expertise. And I hope you guys appreciated that. Yeah, don't get scammed. Try to not get scammed. I hope this video helps you in that endeavor. I hope you are now better equipped to handle whatever you may encounter on social media platforms, because like has been said in this video, this is not a problem that is going to stop nowadays. So the only thing that we can really do is spread awareness about the issue, make as many people aware about these scams as possible. So please share the video with as many people as you know. Share the video to someone who just sent you a link about a car before it went to auction and it was suspiciously low in terms of pricing. Send them the link to this video so that they can understand why that car doesn't make any logical sense. But yeah, we did also drop a vlog for the members only, so join the membership if you want to continue our journey with us on the vlogs. We're on episode 23 now. If you remember, the last time we left up on the channel was episode 22, and we're going to continue that for, well, basically every week until I am committed to something else, until I have other commitments. So go check that out. And lastly, please guys, go check out JulukaWorx. Like I said, I won't endorse something I don't believe in. Go check out JulukaWorx. Give them some love, because you giving them some love might actually give you some opportunities, funny enough. So yeah, thanks for watching the video and goodbye.